can that initial spark, that intense new love, really last a decade? Or, does it just fade into something comfortable?
It's a great question. And it's something Emily McIntire dives into with Hooked.
Right, the first book in her Never After series. Today, we're looking closely at that extended epilogue.
Yeah, focusing on Wendy and James 10 years down the line.
We want to unpack how passion and commitment can, change and maybe even deepen over time using their story.
And just a quick mention before we jump in this exploration is part of our Mindful Moments initiative.
Ah, yes. And our YouTube channel has related AI book analyses. They're designed to get you thinking critically about themes like the ones we'll touch on today.
Definitely check those out. So Wendy and James, 10 years on. What's striking is this idea that the passion hasn't faded.
No, not at all. Wendy says it's only grown.
Exactly. And she has this line, something like, when you love someone for as long as we've been lucky enough to love, they become etched in your skin. Their wants and needs a muscle memory instead of a roadmap.
Muscle memory instead of a roadmap. I like that. It suggests familiarity isn't boring. It's almost intuitive.
Right. It's like they know each other so deeply that anticipating needs, desires, reactions, it's second nature. That deepens the connection rather than dulling it.
It's like that deep intimacy becomes the fuel. And she elaborates on this mastery idea, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. The 10,000 times quote.
Yeah. They say it takes doing something 10,000 times before you become a master. When it comes to James, he's an expert in everything that has to do with both my pain and my pleasure.
Wow. I mean, that's intense. It's not just about knowing how to please someone physically.
No, it feels deeper. Pain and pleasure. It implies understanding vulnerabilities, triggers, the whole emotional landscape.
And being willing to navigate it together. That level of trust, to be understood on that level, it's profound.
We really see that complexity play out in that scene where James finds her without underwear.
Oh, yeah. That scene.
His reaction is so possessive. Are you trying to get somebody killed? He asks her. Because, he knows she's bare under the dress.
But then he flips it, right?
Right. He tells her, keep the panties off. I want to sit across from you at dinner and know your pussy is on display just for me.
It's this mix of dominance, maybe, but also extreme intimacy. It's a power dynamic, but one they both seem engaged in.
It feels like their specific language of desire, like she knew exactly what she was doing.
And his response, while very controlling on the surface, is intensely focused on her, on their shared connection, shutting out the rest of the world. It reinforces their bubble.
And then right in the middle of that charge, Wendy just says,
I love you.
Yeah. And his internal thought is just heartbreaking almost.
She is my perfect half, my better half, and I know no matter what I do, a man like me will never deserve her. That hits hard.
That feeling of being undeserving, even after 10 years, even with that deep love, it adds such a layer to him.
It really does. It speaks volumes about his own, internal struggles, maybe his past.
Well, the book hints at that. It talks about his past trauma directly affecting his choices.
Ah, right. There's that realization he has.
It took being on my knees with a gun pressed to my temple to realize that my poor decisions and blindness were a byproduct of things that happened to me as a child.
So that trauma made him, as he puts it, unable to think logically. Almost cost him everything.
Exactly. And you can see how that experience, that rock bottom moment, connects directly to how protective he is now.
He values Wendy and the family so intensely because he knows what it feels like to almost lose it all, fueled by his own past pain. It's not just possessiveness, it's profound fear of loss.
Safeguarding what he found.
And that leads perfectly into that final point about finding family.
Yeah, his reflection that Wendy is the family he thought he'd lost forever.
To him, she is the family he never thought he would find again. And the epilogue gives him that, doesn't it? Despite being the villain.
He gets the picture-perfect family. Wendy, John, their kids. It's described as the full circle for him.
What was lost is once again found. It's a really powerful message about healing, actually.
Even for someone with such a dark past, love and family bringing a kind of wholeness.
It shows how connection can be transformative. It gives him, and maybe the reader too, a sense of hope, a path forward even from darkness.
So looking at Wendy and James through this epilogue in Hooked, we see passion not just lasting, but evolving, becoming something deeper, intertwined with history, vulnerability.
And complex dynamics, definitely. It's not simple, but it's portrayed as incredibly strong.
It's a fascinating depiction. And remember, exploring themes like this is what Mindful Moments in our podcasts are all about, encouraging that deeper look.
Yeah, using stories like these to reflect on our own ideas about love, connection, and how people navigate difficulties together.
Absolutely. So we really hope you'll keep thinking about this. Subscribe if you haven't already for more discussions like this one.
And share it with friends, family, anyone you think might find this perspective on long-term relationships interesting.
If you want to read the whole story, check out the purchase link for Hooked. And, always keep engaging critically.
Think about the relationships you see in books, in movies, in life.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to consider. What do you believe is the real key to keeping passion alive over many years? And how much do you think our own past truly shape how we love?